The night I actually prayed. The bedside lamp cast a weak circle of light, barely enough to see the chipped paint on the wall. It was 3:05 a.m. Again. The digital clock glowed with an almost mocking intensity. 3:17. How had it gotten so late, or rather, so early? My internal monologue immediately launched into a familiar litany of self-reproach for not going to bed at a reasonable hour. My sister had called, frantic about her son's fever spiking. Her voice cracked with worry as she described his flushed cheeks and rapid breathing. I could practically feel the panic radiating through the phone line. Then there was the email, my boss's subject line screaming urgent revisions needed by morning. And to top it all off, I just realized I completely forgot about a deadline at the volunteer organization. A presentation I'd promised weeks ago. I wasn't usually one for prayers. Felt performative somehow. Like reciting lines from a play I never auditioned for. There was always this nagging feeling that it wouldn't work, or worse, that it would be noticed, observed, and judged by some unseen entity. But tonight, staring into the dark, exhaustion and frustration called tight in my chest, a physical weight pressing down on me. The silence of the room amplified everything. The hum of the refrigerator downstairs, the distant wail of a siren, the frantic beat of my own heart. I felt utterly overwhelmed, adrift in a sea of responsibilities. Please, I whispered, the words barely audible even to myself. The sound seemed swallowed by the darkness. Just give me enough courage to handle this. That's all. Just enough. No grand requests for miracles, no desperate pleas for an easy way out. Just a little strength. A tiny spark of resilience. The thought crossed my mind, this is ridiculous. Talking to empty air. But the feeling of being utterly depleted was stronger than any cynicism. I didn't expect fireworks. Or a sudden burst of inspiration, a brilliant solution appearing out of nowhere. I'd seen enough movies to know that wasn't how it worked. Probably wouldn't even get a warm fuzzy feeling. What happened next was quieter. Much quieter than I anticipated. There wasn't a dramatic shift in perspective or a sudden influx of divine guidance. It wasn't like the movies. I didn't feel dramatically different, not immediately. The exhaustion hadn't magically vanished, the deadlines were still looming. But when the first email pinged, my bosses, instead of spiraling into a full-blown panic attack, I took a deep breath, the air surprisingly cool against my skin. A wave of calm washed over me, and I started outlining a plan. Breaking down the revisions into smaller, manageable chunks. Prioritizing tasks. When my sister called back, her voice still shaky but slightly calmer, I listened without interrupting, offering practical suggestions, things like checking his temperature regularly, making sure he was hydrated, and contacting their pediatrician if it worsened. It felt natural. Like a supportive older sibling, not someone running on fumes. The deadline? I emailed an explanation to the volunteer organization, promising to catch up on Sunday. I braced myself for a reprimand, maybe even disappointment. Surprisingly, they were understanding. A simple, no worries, we appreciate your commitment, appeared in my inbox within minutes. It was almost anticlimactic. It wasn't that the problems vanished. My nephew still had a fever. The revisions were still daunting, a mountain of words and edits waiting to be conquered. But something had shifted. A sense of calm settled over me, a quiet stillness in the storm. Not confidence, exactly, I was still apprehensive about everything on my plate, more like groundedness. Like my feet were firmly planted on solid earth. I felt capable. Able to face what was in front of me, one step at a time. The weight hadn't disappeared entirely, but it felt lighter, more manageable. The sheets felt cool and crisp against my skin as I finally drifted off to sleep. It wasn't an instant plunge into unconsciousness. There were still fragments of worry swirling in the back of my mind. But they weren't overwhelming anymore. I slept soundly after that, a deep, restorative sleep that chased away the shadows and left me feeling refreshed. The sunrise looked a little brighter. The light filtering through the curtains seemed to carry a subtle warmth, painting the room in hues of gold and rose. It was just another morning, but somehow, it felt different. A quiet promise of resilience.